This information is particularly put together for leading songs in churches using a cappella music. However, I believe it would make a great foundation to begin an understanding of music in general. There's a test at the end of this lesson, and if you know music well, you can go straight to the test and take it. I'll put the starting time for the test in the comments down below. If you know the material well enough and you pass the test, then you can skip to the next lesson that will be linked right after the test. So let's begin with the background upon which every song is painted. It is called the staff. The staff is made up of 5 horizontal lines. You can think of it as a ladder on which the voice either ascends or descends. The plural of staff is staves. Scale is the term for the series of steps taken by the voice while getting from one octave to the next. I'll explain the word octave in a moment. Scale is from a Latin word meaning stairs or ladder. One ascends the scale by moving the voice up by certain distances, and descends by moving the voice down. The scale is the foundation for music, both instrumental and vocal, and must be learned in order to do well. Singing the scale will be covered in the section on singing. If you want to begin that playlist while you continue this one, here's a link right up here for you to follow. Now, an octave is the distance from any given note to the 8th scale note above or below it. The scale notes are lettered with the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A to G, with the 8th note always beginning the next repetition. So an octave above or below is always going to be the same letter. Notes are said to have pitch, which is how high or low the voice must go to sing those notes. Now, let's put some of this together. The placement of those notes on the staff is determined by a symbol at the beginning of the staff. It's called a clef. The G clef is better known as a treble clef. And it's called a G clef because it circles the line on the staff which represents G. Since the second line from the bottom is a G, then the next note up is going to be an A. Remember that the notes are assigned A to G, then they repeat. The next note up from A must be a B, then a C, then a D, and so on. Working backward from that G, the next note down must be an F, then an E, and the scale is extended by ledger marks above and below the staff. The spaces in the staff, marked with the treble clef, are easily remembered because they spell out the word face going upward. We can create an acronym with the lettering of the lines to remember them, and the most common is every good boy does fine. If you're going to lead songs, I would advise you to learn the letter names of the lines and spaces on the staff. Lastly, measure lines or bars divide the staff into sections. The space between any 2 adjacent bars is called a measure. These spaces are used to evenly divide music by time. Of great importance is the first beat in every measure. It's called the downbeat. Think of the measure lines or bars as hurdles. As the song is sung, the singers are runners who jump the hurdles when they come to them. When they jump each one, they come down on that first note in the measure, and that is the downbeat. It's where they touch down. Our song leading should emphasize that downbeat. Now, let's take the test, and when you know this material, you're ready to go on to lesson 2. Remember that you can pause the video for more time if you need it. So number 1, the horizontal lines in music. This is called and the answer is staff. Number 2, The series of steps taken by the voice to get from a note to the octave above or below it is called a, and the answer is scale. Number 3, notes are lettered from A to G, and how high or low they are is called their, and the answer is pitch. Number 4, the symbol at the beginning of a staff for note placement is called a, and the answer is clef. Number 4, what 4 letters are assigned to the ascending spaces discussed in this lesson? F, A, C, E. Number 5, what 5 letters are assigned to the ascending lines discussed in this lesson? And the answer is E, G, B, D, F. Remember that these assignments are based on the fact that the staff discussed was marked with a treble clef. Number 6, lines called bars divide a staff into sections. These sections are called, and the answer is measures. Number 7, the first beat in each of those sections is called the, and the answer is downbeat. When all of this material is understood, you're ready to go on to lesson 2. And here's a link to get there.